Good morning, good people. So today we're doing something that me and Daron have been arguing, debating, and talking
planning for like more than 2 weeks now.
Yeah. So we are, and this came after one of my Star Trek game episodes where I was playing, and I just nerded out for a moment. So we are sorting Star Trek aliens into Hogwarts houses. So we are sorting Star Trek aliens into Hogwarts houses.
Based on their general traits.
Yes.
And based on the traits we were able to find. So, here we go. We are going to sort the aliens into these 4 houses. The Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin, which are these traits.
Okay, Gryffindor. Do what is right is the motto Gryffindors go by. The house of the brave, loyal, courageous, adventurous, daring, and chivalrous. Those who stand up for others are typically Gryffindor. Brave-hearted is the most well-known Gryffindor characteristic. Gryffindors are known for having a lot of nerve and hold a multitude of qualities alongside the ones listed, making them very well-rounded as a whole. Being a Gryffindor means you are probably the adventurous and courageous friend, and you are usually known for doing what is right. But Gryffindors are also very show-offy kind of people.
Yeah.
Extremely show-offy. Look at my achievements. Let me tell you about my achievements. Kind of people.
Right.
Like Harry Potter. He's a Gryffindor. He's very show-offy. All Gryffindors are very show-offy. Anyways, the next one is Ravenclaw. Do what is wise is the motto they strive to follow. The house is known for their wisdom, intelligence, creativity, cleverness, and knowledge. Those who value brains over brawn can be found here. Ravenclaw often tend to be quite quirky as well. Though Ravenclaw can be a know-it-all sometimes, they most likely do what the wisest decision is. If you're known for being the quirky friend, the smartest of the group, or just great at making the wise decisions, you're definitely a Ravenclaw. Ravenclaws are very know-it-alls. They are very, I am never wrong. I know everything, and I am never wrong. They're extreme bookworms. And they are very clever, they are very creative, they are extremely smart and knowledgeable, but that's all they know, and that's all that they accept. They don't accept many friends that are not in Ravenclaw. It's only Ravenclaw, and that's all. That's life. So that's Ravenclaw in my words. Hufflepuff. Now, this is my house. So, do what is nice is their motto. And it very much is. Hufflepuff is known as the nice house. This house values hard work, dedication, fair play, patience, and loyalty. Loyalty is freaking huge, by the way. Hufflepuffs are known for being just and true, and believe strongly in sparing people's feelings and being kind. It gets us in a whole lot of freaking trouble, too. This is not to say that Hufflepuffs aren't smart or courageous. Hufflepuffs just enjoy making others happy and tend to be more patient towards people. If you ever find that you are too nice for your own good and cannot bear to hurt someone's feelings, congratulations, you are a Hufflepuff. Okay, everything in there is 100% true about most of the Hufflepuffs, but I do gotta add, when you piss us Hufflepuffs off, we are the Badger. We engulf the badger wholeheartedly. We will tear you up.
Slytherin.
Okay, Slytherin. Thank you. This is his house, which is why he's all... Okay. Do what is necessary. Very true. The motto of this house. Slytherin is a fairly well-rounded house, similar to the other houses. They're loyal to those they are loyal to. They are loyal to those that are loyal to them, just as Gryffindor are, and the intelligence of Ravenclaw. This is the house of the cunning, prideful, resourceful, ambitious, intelligent, and determined. Slytherins love to be in charge and crave leadership. Slytherins have a tendency to be arrogant or prideful. This is most likely due to the fact that everyone in Slytherin is exceedingly proud to be there. 100% true.
Hey, Merlin was Slytherin.
Anyways, Slytherins are very for Slytherin house. Whatever they do is for the Slytherin house. Whatever they do is for the founding father of it's for Salazar Slytherin. So they are very smart. They are very prideful. They are very arrogant. Yes, they are. A lot of them are very arrogant.
No, that's true.
Not actually. You're not too arrogant. Sometimes you can be. But, yeah. All the traits fit exactly the people I know that are in the house are in the house. So.
Okay, so. These are the species from Star Trek that are up for... What do we have to cut out? Changelings. Curiosity got them killed and hunted, turning them into what solids are afraid of. So just a misunderstood race who eventually becomes ego-filled, revengeful haters. Cardassians. Cardassians are followers wanting to be leaders who overtake other worlds unless there is someone bigger than they are. So basically, they try and be the top of the crop, but not necessarily if there's somebody bigger already in place. Romulans. Vulcans without logic, yet not totally insane with anger and hate, which is, I would have to say, very reserved for a descendant of a Vulcan, because if a Vulcan had emotions, they'd be, well, probably me.
Very true.
Organians. This was added back into the list because it wasn't one of the top aliens from the 50th anniversary convention, but it's also because a lot of people didn't know about them or the impact they had on Star Trek as a whole. Okay, Organians. Super empathic beings that beat all others on here. Invincible, immortal beings. So, these are the Talaxians. A bunch of do-gooders, happy party people who loves everyone and tries to help all they can no matter what. That's pretty much a good summation of the Talaxians. The Borg. Everybody knows the Borg, but here's a summation. When bookworms mate with technology, you get the Borg. A want-to-know everything super race that will use anyone and everything to gain more knowledge. Wonder if they like opera too. Vulcans. Vulcans are my favorite species. My very favorite species for numerous reasons, but I will just read the summary. Emotionally suppressed, egotistical, strong people who practice martial arts, who were at one point religious but now are not because logic. Being married to a Vulcan can be annoying. I wonder how someone would know such a thing. All right.
Suppress your emotions and just read it.
Okay. And here we come to Klingons, which was actually rated as #1 on the list of
Klingons
10.
are awesome.
Because Klingons and their culture and everything are the one thing that spawned a totally separate subculture of Star Trek. So, yes, they are #1. Klingons. Summation is basically super religious warriors who like to stretch the truth on past battles. Drunks with a nasty diet and enjoy opera. I see how you did that. So now we are going to use a more elaborate summary we have that we will try and put in the description below to sort them into the Hogwarts houses based on their traits. So, up for discussion, Changelings. Which house do you think, off the bat, that they would fit into?
I would say they would be a mix of Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw.
No, they have to go into one house. We have to have something to say what house they belong to. So, if they're Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, they would have to, yeah, because they're not placaters. They won't.
They're not people pleasers.
Yeah.
They don't play fair. They always have the upper hand. They have to have the upper hand or they are not happy.
And knowledge
That's
is power
why they make
to
themselves
them too.
gods.
Yeah, knowledge is power. They have the knowledge to create other beings, therefore
not only that, they're so freaking egotistical, they think that anything that is
solid. Yeah, anything that's not that.
Anything that is not liquid is beneath them.
Yeah.
So that would be
I would say Ravenclaw. So you have the keyboard there. Type Ravenclaw.
Either that or they could be Slytherin.
I don't think
they're cunning.
Yes, but I don't.
They do what they do for the link, which is basically themselves, but they are ambitious. They want to take over freaking galaxies and quadrants and everything else in between. I mean, they do have all the... And Slytherins are extremely knowledgeable and value knowledge.
Yeah, so, that's a tough one, whether it's a Slytherin or a Ravenclaw. Because the only reason that they're cunning is because of their mistrust. And for their shape-shifting.
Well, what are Slytherins? Slytherins don't trust everybody. They only trust the people that trust them.
Yeah.
And don't fail them. So basically, most cases, Slytherins only really trust each other. Either that or Hufflepuffs, because who can't trust a Hufflepuff?
Yeah, I'm torn on that one.
I'm actually leaning more towards Slytherin now.
Yeah, because they're fairly self-serving. So I would say it would probably be Slytherin. Okay. Next up for that,
Cardassians. Okay.
You get first go at it.
I would say these are Slytherins too.
Cardassians, I would have to agree on that right off the bat, because that was kind of what I was thinking to begin with, but I wanted you to say it first, because Cardassians...
They're complete Slytherins.
The only thing that, at their core, they only match one Slytherin, because they are cowardly. In their very core, they're cowardly, and they
match Voldemort.
Yes. They're like... Instead of Salazar Slytherin, who was actually supposed to be kind of a good guy, but he still had evil traits and segregational thoughts and stuff like that. What? But
he was like a slave owner in 2017.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It has to do with the good and the bad that was available at the time and what was, culturally acceptable. So, I would think that they would definitely be Slytherin, but they are not like... They're more like the purebred Slytherin following
Yes.
rather than the
Yes.
full house Slytherin belief system. So, yes, I would say segregational Slytherins is what Cardassians would be.
Basically, the lower end of the Slytherins that nobody really likes to talk about.
Yes, but they are the segregational Slytherins. That's basically what
you have to put the mouse over there.
Fine. Okay. Okay. Next up for that.
Romulans.
You go ahead.
Romulans.
Their key points are intelligence and their ability to adapt. But they're not, as most people think, at their core, evil, bad,
no, they're not.
Dark. No.
I would say Ravenclaw. I mean, they are extremely smart. They're extremely cunning, but they really don't care about anybody but other Romulans.
But they're also honor-bound and tout their own abilities. So, like, their ranking system and everything is based on, this is what I did, these are my accomplishments, this is my new rank. So, that's very Gryffindor.
True. That is.
Because they're not strictly based on their knowledge, but on their accomplishments rather than their knowledge.
Yeah, that's true. So, it would be Gryffindor.
Yeah. I think Romulans are definitely Gryffindors.
Okay.
Alrighty. This is one of my favorite ones, the Organians, because a lot of people don't know about them, or the fact that what they did was the start of Starfleet having a relationship with Klingons that wasn't just meeting them and going into battle. Because literally, the Organians put a spell, basically, over the entire quadrant so that anytime they thought about harming each other, the weapon that they had available superheated to where they couldn't touch it. Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
For, like,
that is extremely Hufflepuff.
That is, like, the epitome of what Hufflepuff wish they could do with violence. So,
if I could, that's what I would do.
It's like,
unless somebody pisses me off, and then it would just be they're dead.
Yeah. But the idea behind the Organians is that they are so empathic to the feelings of other creatures that one creature harming another creature that has the ability to feel pain hurts their soul because they evolved to a greater state of not having physical bodies because they couldn't stand it anymore.
Yep. It's Hufflepuffs.
They're Hufflepuffs. The very, very core of what a Hufflepuff is what an Organian is.
Mm-hmm.
You could almost replace them with each other, really, if you wanted to. Like, they're interchangeable almost. Just the concept and the basis of
Hufflepuffs still get pissed off, and we can get
but humans and Klingons' conflict actually made them break one of their own rules in order to do what they did, because they actually had a non-interference clause in their very core before there was a non-interference clause in Starfleet. Hundreds of thousands of years before. But they broke it so that they could stop this conflict they thought that would spoil the future evolution of humans and Klingons together.
Yeah. And
it's not like they could see the future. They're not like that kind of telepath. They're not like future seers and stuff like, what's her name?
But see, when a Hufflepuff gets mad, we don't just fix everything. We explode, get pissed off, and then fix stuff.
Well, yeah. But making every possible weapon in the entire fleet and
that
button
would be
and
really
everything,
satisfying
and every button that could possibly blow something up turn so super hot that it would burn your fingers off.
Yeah, that's
pretty Hufflepuff.
That is. I gotta say that's something that I would do if I could.
Yeah. So, like I said, Hufflepuff. They're very cool. All right. So up is your favorite aliens from the Star Trek universe.
Talaxians.
Yes.
Party people. They have fun. They play fair. Everything is fair. Everything is they try their best to do what they can for everyone, whether they're in need or not. Even if it's just where the person is sad, they're the ones that will go over there, put an arm around them, and say, "Hey, let's go get a butterbeer."
Yeah.
So, Talaxians are obviously Hufflepuff.
Yeah. We didn't sort them the way they are, where they're together. They just happen to be together.
You gotta put it on there.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay, next one.
The next one is the Borg.
The Borg is obviously, painfully obviously, Ravenclaw.
Yeah. Even their requirement for violence is the gaining of knowledge and expressly to better themselves.
And their knowledge is not just about power.
It's
not about power. It's about
knowing
the knowledge, the history of different cultures, the histories of the planets.
But
they don't just assimilate people. They
assimilate the civilization and the knowledge that.
Well, not only that, but they do whole entire planets that don't even have people on it just to get that information.
Yeah. But
they do everything in sight just to get the information
up to a point, and then they overstep their bounds because by assimilating the culture and making it a part of their own, they destroy the original culture. They thought so far ahead without realizing that
But there's nothing in Ravenclaw that says that...
that they won't overstep their bounds. No, they're definitely Ravenclaw. I'm just saying that they overstepped their moral bounds because of the fact that they wanted so much to know culture and know information that other cultures have to offer.
Yeah.
So they're like the worst of the worst Ravenclaw you could possibly think of. So definitely Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vulcans. I wonder what house I could place these guys in. I have no idea. Would you like a stab at this? I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a hard choice.
I would say on the surface, Ravenclaw, but there's a stipulation. The hiding of the fact that they have emotions is very Slytherin. The fact that they actually have stronger and more potent emotions than humans, but they hide it from every other species, is very Slytherin.
But that's still Ravenclaw. I mean, look at how many of those Ravenclaws who would have stayed and fought Voldemort if their peers would have stood up for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think about that, too.
Right, and it's not very Slytherin to segregate your own people just because of a bias like them not being full-bred.
Well, it's not like, that is a very...
that's Slytherin, though. See what I'm saying?
That is Slytherin. But their whole planet is based off of Ravenclaw...
ideology?
Yeah.
Depends on if you think of the spiritual Vulcans who believe that knowledge is gained through the absorption of others' knowledge, which are like the priests and priestesses and stuff like that in Star Trek, like the one who actually saved Spock from having his spirit stuck in bones for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So her kind of like spiritual thing is that every soul collects its own knowledge and then is released for others to collect, and then there's those priests and priestesses and stuff that try and absorb the knowledge through this cave thing.
But they're very...
But yeah, I'm just saying, It depends on how you look at the Vulcans, but the Vulcans on the surface that you can see, the ones that you know and can interact with, yes, they're definitely just Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Definitely Ravenclaw. But I just want to put it out there that there are other Vulcans, like, say, Cybok, Spock's brother, who rejected the Vulcan way, even though he was pure Vulcan.
Is true.
And then he was rejected, even though he was pure Vulcan, for turning against his ways, which is very, very Slytherin. Meaning, if a Vulcan rejected the ways, they're treated like a Romulan, which is, until Spock created the ambassadorial link between the two, they would never have gotten back together, because they believed that the Romulans, they somehow, by making the Romulans leave Vulcan so many years ago, that they ridded themselves of the darkest part of themselves. Like, it was a symbolic thing, and if they let them back in, then they would corrupt their perfectly logical culture. So that's very, very Slytherin.
Okay, I'll put them in Slytherin.
Yeah. Okay, now you can go to your second favorite.
Well, honestly, the Klingons are my first favorite. I love the Klingons.
But what drew you in?
I won't eat their diet, and I won't drink their drinks.
Blood wine?
No. I'll have some strawberry wine while they drink their blood wine.
Okay, so which house do you think they would fit into? I'm just opening up the floor for you.
Gryffindor.
Yeah. They're obviously Gryffindor simply because their core is
they make up songs about touting their battles.
Yeah.
They stretch the truth about their battles, and it's all about battles.
Every
and
Klingon has a little Ron Weasley in them.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
That's exactly the way I'd put it. Every Klingon has a little Ron Weasley somewhere in there.
Yes. Very, very...
Yeah.
I'm quite proud of you.
Well, there you go. What, for making a Ron Weasley reference?
Yes.
All right, then. And even more so with her original concept of Ron Weasley being the whole vulgar-mouthed, uncouth, brat.
Poor boy.
Yeah, poor boy. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, definitely
Gryffindor.
Yeah.
So, we will put a basic summary of which houses went to which people and which people went to which houses down in the description, along with the full summaries that we came up with and consolidated for this video. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!
Oh, you can also tell us what Hogwarts house you belong to.
Yeah. Tell us which Hogwarts house that you belong to, and which aliens. Yeah, and also which aliens you think would have gone to the houses. So argue amongst yourselves. And
let us know what your favorite alien in Star Trek is. It doesn't matter the top ones or anything.
Yeah, don't go by us. Just tell us.
Your all-time favorite ones. Let us know.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll look them up. Even if I don't have because she made a reference to one that was only in Defari, which are only in the Star Trek Online game, but referenced in I think probably two episodes of Voyager, I believe, but they were never actually shown. I don't think in any of the series. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they were referenced probably because Star Trek Online was doing a Voyager crossover or whatever like they do just to draw people in. But I've never seen them in the Star Trek world. So. Yeah. So let us know and we will respond back. And until next time, bye!
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe by clicking the round icon. And if you want to watch more, pick one of the videos that Fro Baby is pointing to.